You guys ready to take the plunge?
Yeah. Here we go.
Alright, Geronimo! You better go quick, here comes Daddy! Well, howdy there, partners. Welcome back to Joe Wednesday. This is JHaubz, and well, let's just face it, if your daughter asks you to dress up, you're going to dress up to play with her. So, how are we doing today? So this is a vlog where I get a little bit out of my comfort zone and talk about my life for you guys. I guess first, since we're talking about Lydia, she had a doctor appointment within the last week where, so I think amongst other things, like, you know, the doctor just kind of does a belly test and pushes on her belly and that kind of stuff, and I don't know why, but for some reason the idea was striking Lydia as like really nerve-wracking. So I just kind of started joking about it. I'm like, oh no, she's just looking for jelly in your belly. And Lydia just got a kick out of that. So, to the point that when we got to the doctor's office and they actually got to that point where they were like gonna start feeling her belly and all that kind of stuff, and she went down, she's like, "You're looking for jelly," and then the doctor just started cracking up. So I'm glad that she still has a good sense of humor, even though we're going to doctors and that kind of stuff. Everything is good. We were just kind of doing a follow up with them, but it was kind of funny. I actually had my own doctor's appointment, but this was for an oral surgeon. So I still have my wisdom teeth, but they're kind of being a bit problematic, so we're going to be getting those out. We did find out, though, when I was there, that I actually have 5 wisdom teeth. And I don't know how that is. Apparently it's not that uncommon, but there's an extra one on this side. Like, it was kind of funny because the guy, like, asked me to just kind of open up my mouth real wide and tall so he could reach back there, and he's like, okay, see how there's like smooth on the back of this one? I was like, yeah, kind of. And he's like, okay, back here, you feel that like it's still like grooved? That's the 5th tooth sticking out the back of your wisdom tooth. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I found out I have 5, so maybe that's why I've been such a wise ass all my life. Okay, we'll move on. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, so next. Let's see, so a little bit of backstory, I guess. Like, Ashley and I have been going to a local LA fitness for quite a few years on and off now. They had a pretty nice deal when we joined, about like for couples joining, so we and as long as we're grandfathered in now that LA Fitness is East Sporta, we're okay. But you know, we've been going, like I said, we've been on and off a few years, and there's a lot of familiar faces that, like, I see the typical muscle guys coming there every day, or probably, I don't know how often they're there, but you see them pretty frequently, and there are actually some younger women that do the same thing. But we've never really like met anybody there that we could like talk to or interact with or anything like that. But a couple of weeks ago, Ashley like told me about this one guy that like kind of introduced himself to her and just kind of gave her some encouragement as she was working out or whatnot, and Ashley really appreciated it. And I'm gonna leave his name out because internet, but she described him to me. I'm like, you know what? I think I know who you're talking about. So like recently, he had come in while I was working out in a certain area, and he like walked by, and I don't know, like, cause like I wanted to just thank him, right? Like I want to just be like, yeah, like it's really cool that like you just encourage people even if you don't necessarily know who they are, and then that kind of stuff, and like anybody that's gonna make Ashley feel welcome when she's by herself at the gym, I'm gonna be as appreciative as she is about it. So I just wanted to like express my appreciation and also introduce myself and that kind of thing. So when he walked by, I was just like, hey, is your name such and such? And he was like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, oh, hi, my name is Joe. And then I had kind of forgotten at that point that I kind of get a little word spacey when I'm in the middle of working out, because like at that point I had like worked out pretty hard for like about 40 minutes. So I was a little winded and that kind of stuff, and kind of focused in on what I was doing for the workout. So when I saw him, I was like, oh, I want to introduce myself and that kind of thing. And I kind of not gotten to the part where I was like, oh, why am I introducing myself to you? So it ended up being just kind of really this awkward interaction of like, hey, is this your name? And this is my name. And like, I think my wife met you the other day, and I thought I knew who she was talking about. And that's where I like stopped, because I was like, I forgot like what I wanted to say to the guy. So I'm like, ah, crap. So like once I finally like realized how much of a dud that introduction was, I was like, oh, well, crap. Now he probably thinks I'm weird. But oh well. I'm hoping that maybe future conversations I can actually say what I meant to say to the guy the first time. But I don't know. Because I mean, it would be kind of nice to actually know some people at the gym, instead of just going to the gym and just like, feeling like I'm isolated and by myself and making weird eye contact with people or avoiding eye contact. I don't know. It'd be nicer to feel a little more comfortable with the people around me if I actually knew them. So there's kind of no way around it other than having maybe some awkward first interactions. We'll see. I'll see how it goes. I don't know if I'm going to do any more of that, but in other news, let's see. So this weekend, I finished the second story of the Fire Emblem game that I've been playing, and I've decided to just read the synopsis of the rest and not play it anymore. Cause like I played through the second story that I played through. I took about 3/4 of the full time than I did for the previous one, and it left me with just as many questions and 0 answers to the story plot holes that I wanted answered, and that just kind of pissed me off. So I'm like, well, I can't invest any more time like that, so I'm not going to. And unfortunately, like the second I read the third house's story, I'm like, oh, well, there's all the explanation. I wish I would have done this story first, and then I would have been more curious about the other two that I already played. But like playing the other two before having that information was just so aggravating, because like you're sitting there and it's like, okay, clearly there are other forces in play that are pushing you all towards conflict, and nobody is calling it out or aware of it. And it's like there's clearly something going on. Like and like the second story that I just finished this weekend, like completely didn't even address it at all. Like at least there was some indication of it actually being a thing at the end of the first story that I did. The second one, it just completely encircled without even addressing it at all. There were just some random mages who ran away, and then you never address it. And there was like some like tragedy overthrowing the political party at the beginning of the story that never gets solved. Like, why did it happen? How did it happen? Who were the conspirators that got these people assassinated? All of that was ignored. Like, it wasn't explained. It wasn't they talked about it a bunch of times as you were going through the story, and they never brought it to a conclusion. It was like, okay, now I can't do this anymore. So Ashley's trying the next story on her own, because she was a fan of the other Fire Emblem that we've both played. And so she's going to try out the one story and see if she likes it, and we'll go from there. But I think I just need to have like a solid break from it for a while, it was kind of surreal this weekend, because like when you devote so much time of your free time to only doing this one thing for, I don't know how many months I've been doing it now, and now it's like done. It's kind of like, what do I even do now? What do I even do? So this weekend, while I had all this free time, I recorded Portal, which was a game that I've played before, but I recorded all of it, and all the videos are already done and edited because I had all this free time. So I'll probably leave a link at the end here. So definitely check it out if you want to do that. But okay, I'm trailing off, so I'm going to cut myself off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a good weekend. Happy Halloween for everybody, and we'll see you next week. Till then, take care. Yeah, it's just plastic. It's not very good quality. It's from the Dollar Tree. What do you want? Alrighty, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Click up here if you want to see the previous Joe Wednesday, and click down here to look at Portal if you want to check that out. We'll see you next time.